Well, hello Rebecca and Ian. It's really nice to meet you and congratulations on your purchase of 10 Dandenong Close.
Yeah, thanks Kelly. We're pretty thrilled with the purchase. Pretty excited. That's our first investment property that we've got on our books, which is great. So yeah, we are today to hear a few things from you and see how we're going to proceed with this investment property, what's going to be the best option in terms of renting it out.
Absolutely. Well, it's exciting, but it can be daunting and time consuming. And so this is why I'm here. I'm going to talk you through a bit about our services, the types of marketing we might choose for the property to get you the best quality tenant in the best time available. We'll have a look at rental expectations and how we've arrived at those figures. We don't guess. We obviously use statistics and other ways to determine what that is, and we look at what your needs are also.
Yeah, I had a little quick look online to see what is going on out there, and I must imagine that you've got some similar information, but I'd love to hear about that.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. Well, look, let's get into it. And what I've brought for you today, as I said, we don't guess at rents. This is your property and you're wanting to get the best returns from it. And so let's look at so what I've done here is a report on the screen, and it's a CMA for your property. And what it will be doing is comparing your property with similar properties in the area and what they have rented for or are currently marketed for. So it is a very, very good tool that we have access to.
I haven't seen that before.
Okay, so if we look at your property, so your property is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 2-garage. It's on 550 square meters, and it is modern, refreshed in the kitchen. It's got a second toilet. The yard is pet friendly. And you have importantly got a double lock-up garage, which is obviously desirable.
Yes, yeah.
Unusually, you have got your built-in wardrobes throughout all of your bedrooms.
Great, eh?
It is, and you've picked well. It's in a cul-de-sac, and that appeals. It appeals to people. It's quieter, it's more secure.
That's what we thought. The kids can run around in the street.
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely. And then the location of it, you are close to transport links, shopping centre, etc. So it's got great ingredients that's going to appeal to people.
Do you think we'd have a problem renting it?
I don't think we'll have a problem renting it. It always comes down to what price we put on it, what you ideally want, and then items like how quickly do you want it rented?
Right.
Because that will definitely impact, decisions that get made.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about getting a good tenant.
Absolutely.
I don't want just any tenant.
Okay. All right. So let's have a look at some comparables, in this area. So what we've got is, and I've picked out 9 Bosley Road, and this property, for example, was listed at 550 and they've dropped it to 500. It has been hanging around, for some time. So these people have possibly overpitched it somewhat.
Yes. It's got less garaging as well. Yeah, right.
Okay, so, and it's only 500 metres away from your home, so a similar location.
Yeah, a little bit bigger on the land, but nothing major.
Yeah, which can be a plus or a minus, right? Because some tenants just do not want to have lots of grounds to be taken care of. So they've possibly overcooked this one slightly. Okay, so we have that one. We have number 12 Lawley Street.
Right.
Again, 3, it's 1 bathroom, 1. It's similar land, etc.
Quite close.
It's very close. It's 200 metres away.
Yeah.
And it's just been listed, and it's at 490 per week. So this is a direct comparison to yours.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we have to be mindful that this is at 490 per week.
Yep.
So if we're going to advertise yours at more rent, we need more features.
Sure.
It needs to be better.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would someone pay more if it doesn't have that? All right.
Yeah.
So that is a very direct comparison.
What else have we got?
And I think the other one that we should maybe have a talk about is 7 Lyle Street.
Okay.
Now, this one is at 500 per week, and it is a 3-1, and the garaging is 3.
Right.
Similar, look, almost exactly the same amount of
I
land.
see that, yes.
200 metres away, so the...
Okay, so that's giving me a really good idea.
but it has been around for a little while at this stage. So it would appear to me, and if we have a look at some of the other statistics that the CMA pulls out, the median asking rent in this area is actually $480 per week.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds about right. Looking at those numbers, yeah.
Yeah, and so really to be getting above that, it's got to have a few more whistles and bells about it to get that. So we are looking at anything as well from 400 to 499 per week. We are looking at 27 days to get it rented.
Wow, okay.
Anything above that, so 500 and upwards, is taking longer, 40 days. So you would need to factor that in. If, you know, to be vacant for longer if we're going to try and achieve 500.
All right.
So what we have recommended is that your property is likely, in today's market, our opinion is between 480 and 500 a week.
Okay.
Depending on now your wants and needs, how quickly.
Sure, yeah. I don't want to sit around for 27 days. I don't want to sit around for 20 days. I want it rented. So I won't waste your time, my time. I think we go in at 480 straight away. Try and get the best tenant at 480.
Okay, yep.
Let's get it on the market. Let's get it rented. Let's get someone in. That's how I see it.
That's how you see it.
Yeah. What's it going to cost to put this on the market? How does it work? So you obviously put it on the market for rent. To find this tenant, what does it cost to do that?
Yep. So the sort of services we provide and the costs will change according to your needs. So we have our management fee rate, which is based on gross rent collected, and that is 8% plus GST.
Okay, so that would be 8% plus GST on 480.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay.
So if we do not collect rent, obviously we do not charge a fee on that. All right.
Okay.
And then we do have other parts of the service which would attract additional fees, but they are on an event-driven basis. So, for example, when you let a property, a letting fee is payable by yourselves, the owners, and that pays for items like doing the viewings, processing applications.
Oh, so that's got to be done. Yeah,
it has to be done. Doing all of your checks and measures, finance check, police checks, references, work references, etc. To select you want the best tenant.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It has to be done.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. That's fine.
It also pays for items like your entry report, your condition report. Yeah. So on a property of this size, you are probably looking interior, exterior around about 300 photographs.
Okay.
All right. So we are recording what the condition of that property is before your tenants actually step one foot in there. It is your baseline, and that's what you're comparing your next routine inspections to.
Yeah. And
eventually one day, when your tenants do move on, it's the baseline for your exit inspection. Yeah. So this is how we determine whether, you know, they get their full bond back, whether the wear and tear on the place is something that is at that level that is acceptable. And then we have items like the lease renewal fee. So once a year we do a report. What does the market say in terms of rent to expect? What are the other comparables? We essentially do this again that we've just done, and we make suggestions to you, and you make a choice. And if you want that tenant to stay on, they may have a rental increase or not, dependent, but we organise that renewal for you on your behalf, and that is half a week's rent to do that.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, that's fine.
And then if you are wanting to do the full service, we have the admin fee, so that takes care of everything from your weekly statements to your income and expenditure report at the end of the year. Don't know if you have an accountant, but that's something that will save you money in the long term.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I expected that that'd be something. You've answered my questions there already about any additional fees and charges, as well as your commission and stuff like that. So I'm happy with all of that. There's no problem there.
Okay, so it is tailored, and it sounds like you want, you know, pretty much a hands-off.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want you guys to manage it. I want to try and get 480 a week, and that's it.
That's it. All right. Okay, so we've got that in there. In terms of the marketing, what we were thinking was obviously the internet. It is a powerful tool.
Yeah.
It's a way that most tenants are going to want to access, screen which properties they want to view, etc.
Oh yeah, I would have thought this just goes on realestate.com.au.
Yep, we would be doing that absolutely with 5 photographs. We would obviously be marketing it with open homes, and we would select times based on, you know, the type of tenant that we are looking at.
Yeah.
In terms of the type of tenant, it's a 3-bedroom in a cul-de-sac with a fenced section in a great area with access to transport, etc., etc. We're really looking hopefully for a nice family here to rent the property, ideally.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
So the internet here, we would have viewings at times where families are able to access.
Yeah, well, you'll have the keys. I don't need to be in there, so.
Nope, you don't, and we never give the keys to people to just go and take
No.
themselves through. We need to be there at that time for a number of reasons. And we would also have some signage outside. It is the type of area where local people are going to be, and will obviously word of mouth is powerful too.
Okay.
People like to have people around them that they know, so they could be recommending it to friends and families. We're thinking also the local paper. It is a community, and the local paper gets read and can be an effective method also to
Didn't
reach
know
out.
people still do that. Okay.
I know, well, online probably though, however.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds good.
And then we have our own internal measures. So we have our own databases, we have our tenant lists. So we reach out to people that have maybe just missed out on a property, you know, for a reason. Maybe it didn't match up with their dates, wasn't quite right for them. So we have that. And then of course it would be in our window at the office on a lit display as well, people walking around in the area
Right.
too. All right. So that is essentially the whole story.
Okay.
And you know, do you have any other further questions you want to ask? of
No,
me?
that's all been answered. That's absolutely, I know exactly where we're going.
Okay.
I'm going to let you be the property manager of it. I know what we're trying to get for the rent. I know all the fees. Happy with all of those. I'm going to leave it in your hands. You tell me when it's rented.
Okay. Well,
How
that's
does that sound?
it's music to my ears.
Okay.
We will of course communicate with you.
Just email me. Just email.
Okay.
Email. I'm always on email.
Okay. We'll actually go over a communication plan at a later date, so that we understand one another and we can manage expectations around who does what and when and how we communicate.
Right. Yeah, no
So
problem.
we'll set that aside for now. So you're wanting to go ahead. So the thing that we need to complete today then, and I've got it here actually on the screen
Okay.
because we can scroll, but we'll also fill it in by hand as we
Okay.
go, because you will need to sign this in order for me to go ahead.
You've already filled most of it in?
I've already filled a lot of it in,
Okay.
but we do need to check that it's accurate.
Okay.
So as I scroll down here, so we have both yourself and you, Rebecca,
Yeah.
and all your details. Are you happy with those?
That all looks correct, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just a
Fine.
change on the email
Yep.
address there. That's great.
And then we have our details here.
Oh, yeah. Yep, got that.
And then as we move down, we have got the
Property.
property details. You can
Okay.
just check those as well.
Tiny, that's on. Yep, no, that all looks good.
Okay, I'm just ticking as we go.
Okay.
Okay, so the next section here is you're appointing us
Yes,
to
that's
do
it.
your property management
Yes.
and perform the services for you.
Okay.
Okay. And I've here that in section 3 here for the price,
Yes.
and we're letting it, and you are wanting $480 per
Yes.
week. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll just leave that for now.
Okay.
Now, something we didn't cover off, and these are again individual choices. How are you feeling about having pets on the property?
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
I mean, naturally,
I don't want 300 pets on the property, but
no. So the way we would mitigate anything like that happening is we would qualify the people at the beginning, and if, for example, it's a dog, you know, is it registered?
Yeah.
We're obviously going to go and do screening with those people and get references, and that would also include their current landlord.
Okay. Oh,
So
yeah, that's
we
good.
would get a fix on how things are working with their present tenancy.
Yeah.
Assuming that's what's happening if people come interstate, relocating or
Yeah,
sold
that's
their
a
home.
good idea.
Yeah, it's a bit different, but and obviously the kind of pet has got to suit the property too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
So-
don't want a lion or anything in there.
No, so you know that's we are very careful, and then it forms part of the tenancy, and it's outlined exactly what that pet is.
Okay.
So and how many
Yeah.
and so on.
That's great.
Okay.
No, that's fine. Yeah, and we're going to try and get, so when they sign up, this will be a 12-month.
Yeah. So another conversation is around that. So with what you're alluding to, I think is a fixed term period,
Right.
12 months.
Yeah.
It is good for stability.
Yeah, let's do that because we have no intention of going into it or anything like that. So
Okay.
let's try and get that stability. That's good.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
happy with
it's good. I mean, generally tenants enjoy that as well, particularly if they've got a
that.
family.
Yeah.
They want to know the stability.
Yeah, don't want to move after 6 months again.
No, but you've pointed out as well that you're not wanting to move into the property and you've just bought it, so I'm assuming you don't want to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is great for stability.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah.
And then we would renew that
Yeah.
in consultation with you when the time comes in further down the track.
Okay.
All right. So the next section here, I just want to point out to you is that if you did want to terminate our services, that is 30 days in
Okay.
notice.
Yep.
All right. And we're just scrolling down here, checking that. Okay. Now, the advertising and marketing, we have sort of basically covered that. And so we're looking at the for lease signboard, the realestate.com,
Yeah.
which you wanted, the advertising there,
Mm-hmm.
and our agency rental list. And that the cost for that would be $150.
Yeah, I expected there to be something, so that's fine.
Yeah, I think it's cost effective for what it does, and
Yeah.
that would be payable once we've invoiced you.
No problem.
Now, in terms of repairs and maintenance, generally people do like to specify an amount whereby we're not calling you every 5 minutes to
Yeah,
get, you know,
I don't think there'll be much there. I've been through the whole place, but honestly, go with anything that you feel's good, and up to $300, that's fine.
Okay, so what I'll put here then is if there's anything above what looks to be $300 for
Give
a
me a
repair.
call.
Okay, all right, absolutely. And
Excuse
this is, sorry, where I've set out my fees, management fee,
Mhm. Yeah.
the letting fee that we mentioned,
Yeah.
the lease renewal fee, and something I did cover at the time. Oh, no, we did. It was the admin fee, but it was $5 as well
Okay.
upon that.
No
All
problem.
right. Okay, so the last thing is do you have arrangements in place for your insurance?
Yes, so that's already in place for the property.
Okay, and
I've got the landlord insurance on the property, yeah.
yeah, okay, and you went with the Terry Share insurance
Yes.
in the end. Oh, awesome. Okay, well that's really good.
That's all set up.
Brilliant. We do often say this is a good person to work with. Very, very.
Yeah, I'd
Good.
heard a lot about them, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So I'll just point out to you then that because you've taken up that insurance, we do get a $25 rebate.
Yeah, that's fine,
For
that's
that.
good then, yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll find that it will more than cover itself,
Okay.
but I can't not point that out to
No,
you.
that's good. Yeah, I'm
All
glad.
right, just for that. Well, I'm glad you did that. That's excellent. It can
Mm.
often be a bit of a mission getting your insurance sorted out. So you've gone for the building and landlord, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay. All right then. So where we're at now. And you want to be paid at the end of month and get your statements at the end
Correct,
of
yeah,
month.
that's it, yeah.
All right. There's the insurance details right there.
Yep, that's all good.
And the furnishings and chattels, just check those.
That's all in there already, yeah, and that's all right,
Perfect.
yeah, that's it.
Something we hadn't covered yet, but do you have a idea of the number of tenants you ideally want on the property?
Just a family maybe, just with one, so maybe three people.
So ideally mum and dad and one
Yeah.
child.
And
Okay.
if they had any more children, maybe we'll just find out about that and they can update us. Or
Okay.
yeah, but let's
Alright.
go 3. I think that's
Okay.
good. We don't want more than one family in there, so
Nope, that's fine. Generally, it's one person bedroom type effort. So,
yeah.
and you've mentioned pets are good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in terms of inspection frequency, and this may be something your insurance stipulates or your wants and
Yes,
needs.
they actually spoke to me about that. They want 3 per year.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
essentially-
their requirement, not mine. So I'm just going to go with that to satisfy the insurance. So
Alright.
3 per year.
Okay, so essentially every 4 months,
Yeah.
we'll be conducting an inspection. You'll be receiving a report. We'll keep those
Yeah.
just in case. Okay. Now, in terms of bond, we generally recommend the maximum amount, which is 4 weeks,
Okay. Let's do that.
just to cover the bases. And I remember you do have that electrical safety switch
And the smoke alarms, everything was done.
signed
yeah.
off. Yep. There's no pull. There's nothing else with any specific arrangements in place. I think we're good.
Okay.
And it's just myself that you're working with.
Right. No, that's no problem.
All right, so if you're happy, if you can both sign here.
That's good, Rebecca. There you go.
Thank you. And I think we are as good as gold. So the next,
Excellent.
yeah, excellent. The next thing you'll hear from me is you'll get the completed forms by email for your records. And the next thing we do need to do is just, but not today, is just go over how we are going to communicate, etc., over the coming few weeks as
Okay.
we go through the whole process of letting and then the ongoing management.
Sure, no problem.
All
that
right.
sounds good.
My pleasure.
Excellent. Thanks, Kelly.
You're welcome.
All right. thank
Exciting.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.